Welcome to Ask Sara with Sara Wiseman, where you'll learn how to awaken your divine soul and open your human heart. Sit back, relax, and get ready to laugh and learn. Here's Sara.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ask Sara with Sara Wiseman. So glad to be here with you on this holiday. I was going to say holiday weekend. It's not actually a holiday weekend. It's a holiday midweek as we're rounding the corner into 4th of July, Independence Day in the USA. And there's quite a bit of a flavor here in the town that I live in called, conveniently, Independence, Oregon, small town. Now we're up to about 9,254, I think was what the sign said. And we're down having this Independence Days, which is this giant festival down in town that goes on for the whole week. We're sort of right there on the Willamette River, and there's, food carts and sort of kind of small rides, and there's music every night, and there's last night we watched a talent show, and so everybody in the community is out, and it has been a very, very interesting time. Not wanting to get political on the show, but it was interesting because two of the booths, we had the Republican booth and the Democrat booth right there, conveniently spaced at a couple of booths apart. And, everybody kind of in town is getting along, and the Democrats booth said, "We care," and the Republican booth, and I'm just going to this is just a fact, I'm not trying to make a statement, it said, "Enter to win a free Glock." And so it just kind of shows you the polarity, that we're experiencing in our nation, we care versus enter to win. So it's just interesting because even though these two very diverse groups are there, as a very diverse community in the town I live, everyone's still, it was a most pleasant evening. People came up and did their acts on the stage, which is actually a giant truck with that is hooked up to amps. It's like a flatbed of a truck. That's our community stage. And people came up and did their talents and were judged by the community judges. And, this kind of thing, at first glance, because it's so small and it's so quaint and it's so real, I guess, you think, this is a flashback to an older time. The event used to be called Western Days. And then you look again a little more closely and you realize there's nothing traditional about this. There's modern music playing. There's all types of foods from everywhere in these food carts. There's all kinds of people. Many of the people are very young, teenagers, 20s, 30s. This is a modern gathering. This is not an old-timer gathering like we used to have. This is a modern gathering of a fresh, new generations or multiple generations together. This is part of this new wave of, even though the news doesn't say, but it's this new wave of people starting to get along and people starting to accept each other and people starting to figure out, like, hey, we are all in this together. We are all in this together. So that's been my, tonight, I think there's fireworks. We're going to go down there. There's stuff going on every day. It's wonderful to be outside in community, relaxed, easy just everybody kind of doing their thing. So much to watch. I'll be posting on Facebook. I'm going to be posting our little community celebration on Facebook. Some of the pictures that I noticed, the tiny little toddler girl going up to hug the giant plastic duck that for some reason is sitting there, or just all of these beautiful things that you see when you watch people and you realize that, wow, human beings have the possibility of being extraordinary, just extraordinarily lights. So today we're talking about, our subject matter is, can we help others walk their soul path? And the short answer is going to be no, we can't. And the subtitle of this show is nothing needs fixing. Nothing needs fixing. Not you, not anybody else. Nothing needs fixing. We're going to talk about that today. And it's a beautiful, beautiful way of thinking about kind of where we are and who we are. Of course, it is Free Readings Tuesday. Lines are open. If you call in now, you will get a spot. If you call in quick, you can call into 888-298-5569, 888-298-5569, and we'll be going to the phones in just a moment. And I want to remind you guys, a lot of you have not yet signed up for this free 11-week course. You can start at any time. So go to the website, sarawiseman.com, and there you're going to find information on the free 11-week course. And you're also going to find out how you can get my new book called Messages from the Divine. And if there's one book that's going to help you on this path of understanding your spirituality, of waking up, of coming into your true self, it's this book of spiritual teachings that I channeled, that I received in meditation. I meditate, I sit in front of the laptop, it just comes through. Very interesting process. And people are calling it like a spiritual guidebook, or people are saying they're using it like an oracle. You just open up to any page and there's exactly what you need to hear there. So go get that book. It's an astounding book. And I can say that because I didn't write it, I received it. And it's really going to be helpful for those of you on the spiritual path, either if you're beginning your awakening or if you've been on the path for a while. It's called Messages from the Divine, and you can get it on Amazon or any of the Barnes & Noble, any of those places, as well as on my website. Alrighty, let us do a quick meditation, and then we're going to go to the phones. Again, call in. Free Readings Tuesday, 888-298-5569, and lines are open. So I want you to just close your eyes, and I want you to just imagine yourself, and you put up a picture of yourself in your mind's eye, however, or think about yourself. And I just want you to sort of put a little way of thinking about all of your flaws. You know, I've got this 10 pounds or 20 pounds or 50 pounds or whatever. This isn't right. I've got this bad habit. Oh, I failed at this. I have a bad personality. I lose my temper. Just put up all your stuff. Just kind of like figure out a way to look at all your faults and flaws. Oh, and it gets really rough, just the whole self, and looking at all those problems. And then I want you to put up somebody you know, that you know pretty well beside you in this picture in your mind. And I want you to put up all of their faults and flaws. Maybe they have more than you, maybe they have less. Just lay them all up there. And now I want you to just take this phrase in, this phrase from the universe, this phrase from the divine. And here it is. We already said it, but I want you to hear it again. Nothing needs fixing. Nothing needs fixing. And as you say this to this person that you've put up, I want you to notice that those faults and flaws, they just start to fall onto the ground. Nothing needs fixing. This person that you know is perfect as they are. This is who and how they are meant to be right at this moment. They might change later, but today, right now, in this moment, nothing needs fixing. And you'll notice that this person starts to shine with a light of radiance, taking off the idea that there's something wrong with us. And then I want you to turn your attention to the self that is you, that you put up in this meditation. And I want you to say that same thing. Nothing needs fixing. The habit or the issue or the personality or the problem, it's all perfect right now, today. However you are exactly in this moment is exactly where and who and how you are supposed to be in order to make your way through this journey of this lifetime. I just want you to see how much you can accept that. Nothing needs fixing. Everything is perfect as it is. And just notice all those ideas of faults and flaws just fall to the ground. And your own self begin to shine with this beautiful radiance. It can be a difficult thing to let go of the idea that there's something wrong, that there's something that's got to be fixed, that we're not enough. But in fact, we are enough. We're not meant here. We're not meant to be perfect here. We're meant to just grow. That's all. We're just meant to become aware and then become more aware. We're not meant to be perfect. It's not the rules of the game. It's not the purpose of the game. Purpose of the game is not to win by perfection. Purpose of the game is to become aware and to become more aware. Again, this idea of soul growth. The purpose of life is soul growth. Just keep that phrase going. Nothing needs fixing. And we are going to come back to this reality in 1098. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're back in the room, and we're going to go to the phones, where we've got a perfect nothing need fixing person, Kristen, calling from Colorado. Kristen, welcome.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, absolutely. So did I meet you in Colorado when I was there, like last week or the...
No, I wanted to meet you, and I told you on Facebook that I couldn't get there.
Okay. Okay, that's why your name's familiar. Well, I'm sorry we passed in the night, or like ships in the night or whatever, so maybe next time.
2 ships passing in the night. That's pretty much my life. That's okay.
Well, what's on your mind? What can I help you out with?
So what's on my mind is this theme of addiction that just is in my life, present all the time. I grew up in an alcoholic home. My father died when I was 6 from alcoholism. And then my brothers are recovering alcoholics. My sister is still an addict now. I'm the youngest of 4. And then our mother died suddenly last year. She was her and I are the only two sober people in the family. And then I married an alcoholic, but I did divorce him in 2010. And I'm currently with an alcoholic again. But he's not it seems like the level of alcoholism is way lower than anything I've experienced before. And then I'm also a social worker, and I deal with parents who may or may not have addiction. So I'm just so exhausted currently.
Yeah.
And, I have found ways to cope, but I'm wondering if I keep bringing this into my life for a reason, or do I need to fix this somehow? But then I hear you say, we don't need to fix ourselves, but I feel like I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I want to help fix everybody else who has this problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of my life experience.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I know that was a lot, but
no, it's a perfect subject for today. So I'm actually working on a course right now. I'm writing a course called, I don't know what it'll be called at the end, but it might be called something like Overcoming Addictions and Distractions, or it might be called something like Overcoming Shadow Habits. So that isn't ready yet, but I think it's interesting because I was just working on that course the last couple days. Like I'm writing it and I'm meditating on it and so forth. So your call is interesting that it's the timing. What I would think, have you worked with my course, Heal Your Family Karma? Have you done that course?
No, I have not. I've tried to work. I've been in counseling on and off my whole life, and I've done all kinds of
I know.
healing, and but I have not done your course.
Okay, so in that course, it talks about this idea that all families have these 7 shadows, and one of them is addictions. So there's other shadows like abandonment and betrayal and abuse and so forth. But addiction is one of the big shadows that makes its way down through like the karmic lineage of either our biological or the families that we're born into or raised with, or sometimes it's also past life. So you're like right in that, like your soul is in this lifetime, you are working through everything that it means to have people around you be addicted. And so I think it's wonderful that you're sober. That's lovely. That's beautiful. Like you're like the beacon of possibility for everybody that you know.
Yeah. All the odds were against me.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's great. So you've unlocked the key, and then it's tempting to like turn around and try and fix everybody. Like, look, I have the key. Follow me. I'll show you how. But the thing is that they have to find the key on their own. And that's the heartbreak, because sometimes they will and sometimes they won't. This exhaustion, what if you were to just take a breather from the addiction aspect that surrounds you and just decided that you weren't going to try and fix anybody, or you weren't going to try and help anybody, or you weren't going to try and be in this with your family for like a period of a couple months. Do you think that would be possible for you to just like give them over to the universe and say, I can't fix them. I just got to like give them over. Do you think that would be possible for you?
Yes, I do. Yes. Hope, I'm sure I'll be tempted to want to help, but I would love to be able to just say that with every ounce of my body and soul and mean it, and, just heal and grieve over all the stuff that I've actually been through, So.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And that's a lot of what we're talking about today is when we stop fixing or trying to fix other people, then we get to that real place where, oh, I have my own stuff. Whoops. I forgot to deal with that now. And now you've got some time to kind of look at, whatever you're working through. So what if
Right.
you did that? So July, August, what if July and August you're like, and you might want to extend this, but just to try it for now, July and August, you're like, okay, I'm taking a break from anybody and anything that has to do with trying to fix people from addictions, because that's not what I'm here for right now. And of course, you may
I
have
think
to do some things professionally. You might have to do some professional that is your responsibility of your work. But all the family stuff, you just were like, I'm on break. I'm on break from you guys.
Yeah, I feel
I
like
think
I've
that it
earned
would.
it and I deserve it. I really do. And it's just
Well, it's
surprising
not.
because I'm the youngest in my family and everybody comes to me. And I always feel like, where is everybody that I need? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, I
exactly.
don't have parents living. I don't know. It's just,
Yeah. Well, it's
it's been
it's
a
not so
difficult
much. It's
path.
not so much. Yes, it has, and it's not so much that you've earned it, although you could think of it that way. But it's not so much that. It's just that what you're doing and trying to fix them, it's like you can't fix them. So there's no point putting all that energy into something that they have to fix for themselves. It's like you can't do it for them. So
Right.
letting yourself have a breather and shifting that role from them all depending on you, and just letting things happen as they're going to happen. The other thing was, if it's possible, so you have sort of this exhaustion from like caretaker burnout. And if there's a way to also start thinking about, like, how can I get out of a job that's social work? It's not that that job isn't super valuable. It is, but at a certain points in certain lifestyles, that's too much. It's too much to be in caretaker burnout, and you got to get yourself in a different position where you're not the fixer. You got to take yourself out of the role of being the fixer. So even something like, I don't even know, some other job that is just particularly much more methodical or rote for you, not so much emotional stuff going out all the time.
Right.
And just giving yourself a break. Yeah. Like you said in my little notes on your call, it said you're trying to break free of patterns. So one of the ways to do that is you just like disrupt everything. You take a break from your family and you like, I got to look for a new job. I'm going to break free of this. I'm going to disrupt this pattern so that I can start to shift into a different way of being a proud non-fixer.
I would
you're
love
a proud,
that. As
proud.
I'm nearing 50 years old,
Yeah.
and I feel like I feel like I'm waking up to myself finally, and it feels so good, and I just want more of that.
Yes.
And it just feels like there's all these other distractions. And of course, like you said, my initial reaction is to fix, help, nurture. I have two sons also, and I love being their mother. They are great. Mm-hmm. They're doing great in life. So, yeah. So, well, I just feel drawn to you and what you're teaching and what you're talking about. And I really hope that I can do your course and, just continue on my path.
Good. Well, and there's the free course, the 11-week free course. It's on the website. Check that out. You probably would like that during this break time, and that would be pretty cool. Well, thanks for calling.
Okay.
Good luck to you.
Thank you, Sarah.
It's gonna be a good summer for you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty, let us go. Yeah, thank you. We have patiently waiting Kira or Kyra, I'm not quite sure, from Minneapolis. Welcome.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, is it Kyra or Kira?
It's Kira. And
Kira, welcome.
So great. Thank you. I'm really grateful to talk with you today. I actually did your course to Release Yourself from Family Karma and have been following you for a while, and just I'm really inspired by your writing and the way of your work. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Good.
Yeah.
Well, what is your question, or what can I help you out with?
So I called because I'm a kindergarten teacher, and I recently came back from like a moon dance ceremony, which was led by elders from around the world, and I love my work, and like on a heart level too, I feel like there's something that's pushing me forward about being a teacher, that I want to like fix the system or like work in public education to make a difference. And in this theme of like nothing needs fixing, that's like, I'm kind of at a loss for words, but I'm just really looking at how to let go of that desire to make a positive change in terms of fixing. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So
yeah.
How old are you? How old are you, Kira?
I just turned 31.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so it sounds like you would like to. It sounds like you've explored the teacher part of yourself for a while, and you're really ready to go into some deep self-exploration as expressed by like the moon dance experience. Does that sound correct?
Yes. Yeah, I've been on this path for a few years and just really seeing it expand. So.
Yeah. And are you contracted for the next year already?
I am. Yes, I actually just got hired at a really wonderful public school in South Minneapolis, and
and what are you? Yeah. What are you doing this summer? What do you have planned for this summer in terms of personal? Or actually, I won't ask that as a question. So what I'm seeing is that it's like this train starts to run through us, this train of self-actualizing and this train of self-discovery. And once that gets going, this train of awakening, you can't stop it. However, there's a lot of value in terms of like the universe has placed you in this place of being a teacher, and you don't know why that is yet. And this idea of, instead of like letting go of, we'll call it moon dance, Kira, we're going to just incorporate that into who you are. And I would suggest, as much as you can this summer, you do every kind of ecstatic dance, moon dance, festival. Like you just totally go into that aesthetic, that sort of out here in Oregon, we'd call it like the hippie dancer aesthetic, which is wonderful, but you just go fully into that. And then you return and do the teaching for the year, and you keep the other part going. You don't just let it go. And I think that by next year, and by that I mean by like January, February 2019, you'll know like if you want to end teaching, or if you can do this beautiful thing of having the summers for your personal development and then the rest of the year for the other. But it's really important that it's like this is your year of this, your summer of festivals, or your summers of this self-exploration. It's like you've got to attend to it. It's really, really important that you're around that style of community, and it's like this kind of opening that you haven't been able to do before in your life. And it's again that train. It's like the train's gonna run. If you stop it, it'll just pick up, when you're 45, and you'll be like, I never did that. Got to do this now. So I don't think you need to make any decision about. I think you should keep your contract, but I think you should make this summer completely about this sort of, I don't know, what do you call it in Minneapolis? It was sort of a shamanistic lifestyle or something. What would you call it?
Yeah, well, I've been studying holistic health as well for the last few years. So I actually have been in 2 master's programs, one for education and one for holistic health. So it's been like going on these 2 tracks, right? And my vision is to really have them combine and really influence education with holistic health.
But this is different. This freedom, the personal freedom of expression that you're meant to experience this summer, I'm not seeing that anything to do with master's education or like achieving. It's really about you just letting loose and exploring a non-responsible part of yourself is what needs to happen this summer. Like, yeah, it's like the festival summer. The West Coast, that's how I would say it. Festivals. Yeah. Like, this is not a time for working. You're not meant, so I don't know what you can put off, but you're supposed to be out, out doing festivals and that style of work. It's about self-freedom right now for you. Yeah. Well, Kira, I just noticed the time. I've got to take a quick break for the show, but I wish you the best. I wish you a fun summer, and things will sort themselves out if you give yourself this personal free exploration and just really dive into no responsibility and a freedom, a lifestyle for now. Anyway, wish you the best.
Thank you.
Everybody, thank you. You've been listening to Ask Sara with Sara Wiseman. And you can find me at sarawiseman.com, and we will be back in just a moment.
Ready to learn the secrets of spiritual intuition? Did you know that Sara Wiseman offers over 20 courses in psychic development, soul growth, karma, healing, past lives, and more? And that they're all sliding scale, pay what you want? These premium online courses are self-study, so you can work on your own schedule. Sign up for Sara's courses now at sarawiseman.com. That's SARA Wiseman.com.
Real people, real life, real radio. Alternative Talk 1150.
At the end of the day, all that's left is your smile.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ask Sara with Sara Wiseman. Today we are having free readings Tuesday. You can call into 888-298-5569, 888-298-5569. I want to reflect back on the last caller, Kira, this idea of having time where we do self-exploration. During the time of my own awakening back in 2000, I spent the next 8 years where obviously we're at a family, I was working, but I also spent this time exploring my own personality, my own self, and I did things like this moon dance. I don't know what exactly that moon dance was, but I did things like ecstatic dance and meditation and going to community groups and taking workshops and so forth. And this type of personal exploration is really, really, really important. And if you haven't done this yet, this period of time or several periods of time in your life where you're just out there exploring you, whatever comes of interest to you, whatever shows up, whatever the universe brings you. I just highly suggest you do this, especially as we're entering this big retrograde period. Like for a lot of us in our charts, or actually I think for everybody, kind of like not a lot's going to happen until September anyway. Use this time to explore yourself. Let us go to the phones. We have Marie calling from Los Angeles. Marie, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Hi, thanks for your patience.
Hi.
What can I help you out with? Yeah, what can I help you out with?
Well, I always find this show so interesting to listen to because I relate to so much of what you're talking about. And I feel like I'm in that period of time that you're talking about right now, about growth. And I feel like I've been doing this for the past couple of years at least. And it's really great. I can see a lot of change in myself that is amazing. So the thing that's always in the back of my mind, though, is I have this goal to take care of myself and be responsible for myself because I feel like, I grew up depending on my parents, and then I got married and depended on my husband, and now I'm divorced, and I'm working and trying to support myself and my kids, but I worry that I'm not doing enough. I enjoy what I'm doing, but I keep thinking, what more can I do, or what should I be doing what I'm doing? Should I be doing something else? I guess that.
Okay, so I want to point out, I think I would call it this misbelief that a lot of people in, our society have, is like that we have to struggle in order to succeed, or that we have to do work we don't enjoy in order to be successful. It's like we've got to have pain in order to succeed. And in actuality, the best thing for you and your kids would be to have you be happy and without stress. That would be the best gift for all of you, is for you to just be in this state of enjoying. Mm-hmm. So I would begin to look at this idea yes, you want to provide for them, and you want to do things in a way that you're not stressed, you're not worried, you're not fearful. You just are you just have the attitude that instead of the attitude that it's going to be hard, you have the attitude that it's going to be easy. Because what I'm seeing is you've already made some really big empowerment movements of getting divorced. You took some stands that you needed to take, and that was incredibly important. And now you're just going to phase 2, which is okay, you got yourself out of a rough situation. You did that. Congratulations. And now you're going to phase 2, which is you're going to learn how to stabilize yourself. And you are also going to succeed at that phase 2, the stabilization. So it's almost like you have a PTSD, post-traumatic stress from the trauma of the divorce, but you can release that because you're not going back to those situations where you have to escape. You're going into a more stable way of living. So I'd just like you to just kind of look at that, and I'm going to let you go because I didn't realize I had so many people waiting, but just trust. You got through one thing. You did great. You're older and wiser, and now you're going to go to the next thing, and you're going to succeed at that too, this idea of stabilizing for you and your family. That's going to work too. You don't need to worry. You just need to go do it, and it's all going to be okay. It really, really is. Many, many, many women have done this, and you're going to be able to do it too. You're going to be able to do it. So Marie, thank you for calling. I appreciate it, and just have faith that it's all working out. It's all going to be okay. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Let us go to Cheryl calling from Kent. Cheryl, welcome.
Hi.
Hi. What can I help you out with today? Hi.
Well, I got a promotion. It's not the one that I expected to get. And now the work starts, although at the same time I'm going on a short vacation. So it all is coming at once. So I'm kind of second guessing my team and my abilities with them. And so I guess I just need to hear that it'll be okay.
Well, it's going to be okay no matter what. That's the total rule of the universe, right? No matter what happens, it's always okay, because this is just, one lifetime. We're going to get bazillions of them. So whenever surprises come like this, I always really like it, because what it shows me is that we've been kind of like thinking along one track and thinking that's where things were going. And the universe sort of jumps in with a surprise or a disruptor and goes, actually, this is how things are going. And this allows you to, I wouldn't say second guess. I don't think you've done anything wrong. I think you've done everything correctly. But I think it would allow you to review, like, well, how do I feel about this surprise? And how do I feel about this company? And how you just kind of get to really step back and look at it like, well, this is really different than I thought. And I don't know how I feel yet, or I feel disappointed, or I feel angry, or maybe it'll work out. But I think it's this opportunity to disrupt, like, where you thought, the idea of where you thought you were going. And this is going to be really useful to you. I would just kind of keep an open mind for a couple weeks. And then in a couple weeks, I would make some decisions about how you feel and determine what you're going to do from there. Because whenever the universe throws in a surprise in terms of like the law of synchronicities, it's always, you're being nudged to a different direction than you'd been headed. And so that's always a good thing. You're being the universe is guiding you to something that you hadn't thought of yet. So think of it that way. But don't, and it's vacation tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Is it vacation for you? Yeah. So just let this go and have whatever your version of fun is tomorrow. If it's, I don't even know. just relax tomorrow and do it.
So.
Okay. So yeah. So do that and just let it go and don't worry about it too much. And in a couple weeks, you're going to make some decisions about how you feel, and then you'll know what to do then. It's like this is an interesting path. I always love it when there's surprises, because it means something is about to shift and change, and that's always interesting to pay attention to. Anyway, Cheryl, thank you for calling, and yeah, I'm going to let you go because I've got 2 more callers waiting, but
okay.
Thank you. Thanks for calling in. Yeah, thank you. Hey, it looks like we have, I think it's Daria from Oakland. Daria, welcome. Are you there?
Oh, thank you. I'm here. Hello. Can you hear me?
Hi, welcome.
Hello?
Yes. Hi.
Okay, great. Hi. I love your style, by the way, and I love your work. Thank you. I'm calling today because I'd say about a year and a half ago, I guess I came into some psychic kind of abilities, and it's been quite a beautiful ride since then. I'm married. My husband doesn't share all those kind of beliefs that I have. We also have a 5-year-old boy. We're moving towards adding another baby into our lives. I don't think it's going to happen through my body, but it could possibly be adoption. And I guess part of the connection with the psychic kind of gifts is this someone I have a soul contract with? I've always wanted a little girl, and I've just been so, I guess, fearful of adoption and what all the unknowns that come with it. So I guess I've been sitting in question.
Yeah. So, and I just want to make sure that you said you came into psychic information. That's your own ability, correct? A psychic isn't telling you, oh, you're going to adopt a girl. you're feeling this.
This is me. Yeah, I had an experience a year and a half ago. I was sitting in my room, and all of a sudden, orbs just appeared before me. And ever since then, I'd say 24/7. If I close my eyes, I could see 2 of the orbs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been amazing. But it's also
okay. So I need.
Communicate.
Yeah. So I have. Yeah. So I have. When you're saying this, my body reaction is I have complete chills down all my back, on my arms, on my legs. And so when I have the chills, as people who are in this field know, that's like this truth sign. It's like the flood of chills. It's like a sign of it's true. So that what you're saying is true. Yes. I think that when you're so drawn to do this thing, like it won't leave you alone. It feels like it's the person in your soul circle, in your primary soul circle, is just waiting for you to go get them. I just wouldn't hesitate. I would go forward with what the heart is speaking to you. How beautiful, you probably know lots of people or some people who have adopted children, and it's like the souls are all meant to be together. There's just such a clear resonance between them. So I wouldn't hesitate if you're feeling this way. I just wouldn't hesitate. I wouldn't second guess or try and be logical about it. Just be led by what you know. Yeah.
Well, I'm so sorry for interrupting. Sorry. Is there a way for me to more clearly communicate with my self and spirit guides? And I feel like I've had a block, and I'm not sure if this is something I'm growing into or if it's, just always going to be like this. Just deal with it. So I was wondering if you had any advice on that.
Oh, and it kind of clicked out a little bit, but just. Oh,
sorry.
The more you. Oh, it's okay. No, the more you practice intuition, the easier it gets to make this kind of connection. I have a lot on my website. I have a lot of free stuff, and I have a lot of really low cost things. I would just kind of look under courses and just see where it resonates. They're usually like $10, and any of those is just going to open you up more. I don't think there's any blocks. I think it's just getting used to how this the whole intuitive way works. It's just getting used to it. So I think you'll be fine. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I appreciate
anyway,
that.
Dari,
thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. We're going to go to Martha as our last caller today. Martha, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much.
Yes. What's on your mind?
I'm actually, 40 years old.
So Martha, go ahead and take a deep breath, because we can't, when you have your voice upset, we can't understand. No, it's okay. We can't understand, and I want to be able to hear you. So just take some deep breaths.
I had my baby 11 months ago, and I left the father, and I've hit a roadblock in my career path. I have absolutely no direction. I've always been very intuitive, but I have hit a complete roadblock. I don't know from day to day how I'm going to make it. So I just wanted some career advice. I've applied to so many places daily, just 10 applications daily and more, and nothing is coming through.
So Martha, okay, I'm gonna I feel for you, and I want you to know a couple things. We're gonna have to wrap up the show because we're just at that time point. But I want you to know a couple things. That nothing can happen from fear. That's one. And two, you don't have anything to fear. That's two. Everything's going to be okay, but when you're in fear state, that's your battle. It's nothing. None of this other stuff is your battle. It's fear state. Nothing can happen from fear. when you're in fear, and you have nothing, there's nothing to be afraid of. You're going to get through this, and you're going to be okay. I just want you to just focus on that. And this mind, the mind goes in these loops, these crazy loops.
Yes.
It's like, it's all going to be okay. The fear is what you're battling. The rest will fall into place. So it's like, pull yourself together, and you can do it. You can do it. All right. Martha, I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
Be strong.
Great.
You can do it. You can do it. All righty. I'm going to let you go.
Great. Sounds good.
Thanks for calling in. Thank you. Yeah, guys, when you're in fear state, you can't do anything. You've got to get out of that fear state and move forward. We can all do it, and we are all doing it. Everybody's afraid. Let's just support each other and keep going. I want to return finally to this idea of, can we help others walk their soul path? No. This idea, work your own lessons, and this is from Messages from the Divine, my book that you can get on my website, sarawiseman.com or Amazon or wherever. Work your own lessons. Trust that others are busy with their own lesson plan. You do not have to be the same or have the same as another person. You came here, you are here to learn what you came here to learn. Focus on this task. This idea, all souls are in school. Every single caller, all of you listening, me, we're all in school. We're all here. Nothing needs fixing. Our situations, our personalities, all our so-called faults and flaws, none of it matters. The only thing that matters is we're here to increase our awareness and our understanding. We're here to become wise. Basically, like, we start knowing nothing, we're here to figure it out. And you don't need to fix anybody or help anybody. The only person you're here to make sure that they move along is, you're here to work your own lessons. Don't make judgment on whose lessons are hardest or easiest. We don't know. We don't know what one person suffers. We don't know what another person suffers. We don't know what we ourselves are suffering. Just accept this idea. Work your own lessons. Don't try and fix all these made-up things. Accept yourself as a whole being, both light and shadow, moving through a lifetime, learning as you go. That's all that it is. We're just all learning as we go. So guys, I want to remind you the free 11-week course, and you can get this. You just go to sarawiseman.com. There's a free 11-week course, companion to my book, Messages from the Divine. It's a marvelous course. There's over 2,000 people taking it right now. I'd love to have you in it. And just want you to have a great, safe and sane 4th of July. And that means understanding that people are going to be using drugs and alcohol, understand that people are going to be overly excited, understand that people are going to be driving in traffic, and just like put your own mood or mode to calm, to serene, to peaceful. Put this little bubble of peaceful detachment on and enjoy whatever communities you're around. And if you see people who are in the pain of anger or the pain of suffering, you don't need to fix them. You just sort of shine your own peaceful detachment a little brighter at that moment, and watch as the mood shifts and things calm down. This is a conflicty day tomorrow. Just kind of be the peacefulness tomorrow for others. Alrighty, guys, we will be back next week with more Ask Sara with Sara Wiseman. And remember, you can always find me at sarawiseman.com. Thanks for listening.
Want more of Ask Sara with Sara Wiseman? Tune in weekly for more divine teachings on living a soul-led life. Want Sara's books, courses, and free gifts? Visit SaraWiseman.com.
Are you a seeker on the path of soul growth? Did you know that Sara Wiseman's new book, Messages from the Divine, Wisdom for the Seeker's Soul, comes with the free Seeker's Guide? This 11-week online course helps you dive deep into the teachings of Sara's new book, and it's Sara's gift to you. Get Messages from the Divine and your free Seeker's Guide now at SaraWiseman.com.